In today's episode, I'm going to walk you through my dissertation research, examining how attachment security priming influences the way people interpret upward relationship social comparisons and how that relates to relationship satisfaction. Specifically, today I'll outline the method, the key results, and the theoretical and practical implications of this research. With this being my doctoral dissertation project, I would like to thank everyone who helped me get to where I am today. Graduate school can be a difficult time, and the love and support that I received during my time at the University of North Dakota made my graduate school years some of the best years of my life. If there's an interest here on social psychology now, I will make videos discussing what graduate school is like and how to stand out as an applicant. If you're interested in that, please comment that in the comment section below. If you would like to read my dissertation in full, I've included that link to it in the description. The central question of this project was, contemporarily activating attachment security change how people interpret comparisons between their relationship and a seemingly better relationship? So, generally speaking, there is always going to be a relationship that is better than our own. And prior research has shown that we often compare ourselves to our relationships to other people and their relationships. The way in which we interpret these relationships is very important, as negative interpretations over time predict lower relationship satisfaction, and insecure attachment increases the comparison sensitivity. What has previously not been tested is whether attachment security priming could buffer against negative interpretations in the moment. So our hypotheses were pretty straightforward. First, we hypothesized that participants primed for secure attachment will endorse positive upward relationship social comparison interpretations more than those who were not primed with secure attachment. Secondly, participants who were primed for secure attachment will endorse negative relationship social comparison interpretations less than those who were not primed with secure attachment. Hypothesis 1C, within each insecure attachment style, so again, that's going to be dismissive, avoidant, fearful avoidant, and preoccupied, participants primed with secure attachment will report less negative RSCIs, and this effect will be most effective among preoccupied and least impactful with dismissive participants. And the reason why we made that specific comparison between the two attachment styles is that prior research has shown that attachment security priming works very well for individuals with a preoccupied or anxious ambivalent attachment style. So the way you can view these attachment styles is individuals with a preoccupied attachment style, they have a hyperactive attachment style. So they are looking for signs that their relationship is going to either be successful, or maybe they look for cues that suggest that they may get broken up with in the near future. And that's the key thing. They're very much on guard. People with dismissive attachment styles, they have more of a closed off attachment style, and this prevents them from really accessing these memories. And it should also be noted that individuals with insecure attachment styles, they have a more biased interpretation of social information. It's a negative bias in social information. Recall. Now, hypothesis 2A. Participants primed with secure attachment will have more relationship satisfaction than those who receive the control prime. So pretty simple. If you receive a prime for secure attachment, you're going to have more relationship satisfaction. This is based on the idea that people with secure attachment report stronger relationship satisfaction in contrast to other forms of attachment. Within each insecure attachment style, participants primed with secure attachment will report higher relationship satisfaction, and this effect will be most impactful among preoccupied and least impactful among dismissive participants. So now we have the method. So the method section is a very important section that basically gives you the ingredients for you to replicate a study. When we say replicate, we mean you conduct a study yourself. It also gives you details of the participants as well as the procedure and where the participants were recruited from. So in this study, we recruited 505 adults through cloud research in an exclusive dating relationship of at least 3 months. So this focus for 3 months was very intentional, as dating relationships, in contrast to marital relationships, tend to involve more uncertainty. In addition, uncertainty increases the likelihood to make social comparisons, which would make the comparison effect easier for us to observe. Participants varied in attachment style. They either had a secure, preoccupied, fearful avoidant, or dismissive avoidant attachment style. So this study used a between subjects experimental design with random assignment. So participants initially completed the experiences in close relationships measure. We later used Fisher's linear discriminant function, which allowed us to categorize individuals into each of the 4 attachment styles. Then we had participants do an upward relationship social comparison task. Basically, we asked them to think of a couple that has a relationship better than their own, and to write down why they thought that couple had a better relationship. And then participants either had a secure priming task or a neutral task. Then we had outcome measures of relationship social comparison interpretations, relationship satisfaction, as well as state attachment security. And the reason for having state attachment security as a measure was we wanted to make sure that our prime was effective. And the order of comparison and priming task was counterbalanced to control for order effects. So in the attachment security priming, the security prime asked participants to reflect on a romantic relationship where they felt supported, their partner served as a secure base, but we didn't ask them, think of a time when your partner served as a secure base, because that's a very scientific question to ask. But basically we asked them, think of someone who, makes you feel comforted, makes you feel present, makes you feel supported, stuff along those lines, as well as a relationship in which they felt cared for and understood. So all collectively, we asked them basically to think of a secure base. And then participants in the control condition, they were asked to, I believe it was to report what their route to work or school looked like. So like turn-by-turn directions, basically. And then for our key measures, the relationship social comparison interpretations, that include both positive upward comparisons and negative interpretations. And then we also had a measure of relationship satisfaction and state attachment security. And we only studied upward comparisons since we felt with the rampant use of social networking sites that upward comparisons are probably going to be the most frequently seen comparisons in the social world that we live in. Now on to the results. Contrary to our predictions, as it relates to positive upward interpretations, attachment security priming did not significantly increase positive upward interpretations. So this suggests that feeling secure does not necessarily make people more inspired to have a better relationship. Positive interpretations may also depend more on the perceived attainability or relevance of that comparison. So what we found was some of the reasons why people thought the other couple was better was because they had things such as more finances, maybe they went on more trips, maybe they were retired. They had basically living situations that no matter how much you prime someone for a secure attachment, that's just not going to change. You're not going to change someone's circumstances entirely. Whereas things such as striving to communicate better with one's partner is something that is free. It doesn't cost any money. It just costs you time and effort. As it pertains to negative relationship social comparison interpretations, the results were quite clear. Participants who were securely primed endorsed significantly fewer negative interpretations, which means they viewed comparisons as less threatening, were less likely to interpret other couples' success as evidence their own relationship was failing. This effect was especially strong for preoccupied individuals and fearful avoidant individuals, and when we looked at the effect sizes, it was most effective for preoccupied individuals, so pretty happy about that. Hypothesis was supported. So in other words, the finding of this hypothesis is that security priming reduces the harm of social comparison. So it mitigates any adverse experience from making a social comparison. As it pertains to relationship satisfaction, participants in the secure priming condition reported higher relationship satisfaction overall. Though there was not a significant interaction between attachment style and condition, which in layman's terms means that we cannot investigate the efficacy of priming on attachment styles further. So the main finding with relationship satisfaction doesn't necessarily relate to the individual attachment styles someone has, but relates more to the idea that if you prime someone for secure attachment, they're going to have more satisfaction in their relationship. What do these findings mean? First, they support a key idea from attachment theory. Attachment security shapes how social information is interpreted, not whether it is noticed. Security priming doesn't eliminate comparison. We are always going to have relationships around us that are better than our own. Broader implications, these findings suggest relationship distress is not just about the exposure to a comparison, it is about the attachment context in which the comparison occurs. We also pointed out that the idea that attachment priming is a promising short-term intervention and particularly useful for individuals with a preoccupied form of attachment. If you enjoyed this deeper dive into relationship research, like and subscribe to Social Psychology Now, and let me know in the comments. Have you noticed comparisons feel worse when you feel less secure in your relationship? I'm Dr. Alex J. Holte, and I'll see you next time.